Hi, this is Robert Duncan McNeill, also known as Tom Paris from Star Trek Voyager, and you are listening to the Sci-Fi Sisters podcast. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sci-Fi Sisters podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper. I'm joined today by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
Sabrina Wood.
Whoop whoop.
And Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, as always, is a phenomenal show. We are sitting with somebody that we consider Star Trek royalty. Somebody that we go way back with. If you were, wow. I mean, I'm talking way back. Like, so if you're like me and Sabrina and Fran and maybe Yvette too, and you watched All My Children, you can remember him from that. If you were geeking out over 6 Degrees of Separation and you happened to see it on Broadway, you would have seen him in that. You would have seen him in Murder, She Wrote. I mean, I swear to God, everybody was in Murder, She Wrote. That was my jam. I watch it to this day and I go, oh, there's my peoples. There's my demons. You remember the Masters of the Universe movie? Yep, he was in it. He's directed a gazillion things that I love to watch, that we love to watch. Chuck, V, Homecoming, 666 Park Avenue. I remember that because I had Vanessa Williams. The Mentalist, Blue Bloods, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, Warehouse 13. That was my jam. The Orville, whoop, whoop. The Gifted, Resident Alien, whoop, whoop. Turner and Hooch. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, as well as some of our most beloved Star Trek episodes, which is where he got his start directing. And more importantly than all of that, he's the co-host of the Delta Flyers podcast with Garrett Wang. We are talking about Robbie Duncan McNeill, folks, if you haven't guessed. Hi, Robbie.
Hi, ladies.
Hey.
So good to be here. And I have to, on air, apologize that my phone alarm was in the house, but I was outside working, so I was a little late getting here. I apologize.
No worries.
Oh,
You're here
all
now.
Good.
I know.
Mm-hmm. It's all good.
It's
so
all
good to be here, and it was
Thank
so
you.
fun to meet you all on the Star Trek cruise.
Yes.
What a treat that was to sit down and chat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool.
It's the cruise is so fun. That was my first one ever.
Wow,
Yes.
there were a lot of newbies on that cruise.
Yeah, there were. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that was your first time.
That was the very first time. The last time I was on a cruise ship, I was 18 years old, before All My Children.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
was trying to be an actor in New York City, and a friend of mine was a piano player, and he got a job on a cruise ship, and he had guest privileges because he was like the piano bar guy.
Oh, wow.
And so he said, hey, if you can get to Miami, you have a free cruise for a week. And I was 18. I was like, free? Sign me up, you know.
Right.
I was so excited. And I don't know if you remember New York in the 80s. They had this airline called People's Express.
Oh,
Yes.
Do you remember
My
yes,
God.
yes.
Fran's like, yes. And
Yes.
Sabrina, yes.
People's Express was exploded, and then I don't know what happened to it, but I could fly from New York to Miami for like $29.
Yeah, like
It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember
You showed the
I was
ticket when you got on the plane.
Right,
You
yeah.
showed them the ticket when you got on the plane?
mhm.
No, I mean, no, they
Well, you know,
they
you-
got the
you-
ticket. They asked you for the ticket after the plane had taken off.
Is it? Yeah.
It's like being on
You
a
got
train.
on the plane. It was like a
Like-
bus. You
like
took
you were on a
whatever
train.
seat.
Yeah.
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 That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
man.
It was like the thing.
And I had a friend in New York back in the 80s who was from Pittsburgh, and they flew to Pittsburgh for $12. I remember
Oh my
this
God. 12?
specifically. $12 you could fly to Pittsburgh. So we would fly to Pittsburgh some weekends just to get free meals because we were starving actors.
And feed you on the plane.
For $12,
Right?
we get to eat all weekend. So
I
we'd
would
fly.
have too.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
People's
Wow.
Express. I
Loved it. I
believe you.
loved
It
it.
just
Pull
took
that
y'all
one out.
back, didn't it?
The first
Yeah.
time I flew to New York back in the 80s.
No
Yeah.
wonder you're afraid to fly. This explains a lot now.
So
They-
you
Yeah.
went to New York as a young man,
I
right?
did. I
From Georgia.
graduated, yeah, from Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up in Atlanta and started doing theater in Atlanta. Started with a local children's theater, and when I was about 13 or yeah, about 13 or so. And we had moved a lot before that. So I was born in North Carolina. We moved to DC, then Philly, then back to Gaithersburg, Maryland, and
Wow.
then down to Atlanta by the time I was 12 or so.
Wow.
Wow.
And so we'd moved a lot and a bunch of moves in North Carolina till we left the state. But so when I got to Atlanta, and I was 12, I think, when we moved there, my mom signed my sister up for like tap and ballet classes that the little, 3-year-olds, 4-year-old kids would take. And she came home from signing her up and she said, they've got a flyer for this theater company. It's all kids. They're doing The Wizard of Oz and they need munchkins. And that'd be a great way for you to meet kids because we've been moving, so you don't know anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it out. And then the day came for the audition, and I was like, nope,
Oh my
I don't want to do
gosh.
it. Don't want to go. And my mom said, I made you an appointment. You made a commitment to go to this audition. You don't have to do the play, but you signed up, and they've got an appointment time for you, so you need to go. So she sort of pushed me a little bit, but in a good way. I've always remembered that lesson.
Yeah.
And
That's a great way to teach responsibility, Mom. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah. And if she hadn't done it, I would not have been an actor for sure, because it was not on my radar. I had no interest in like performing, to be honest. I wanted to meet a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to make friends.
Yeah, I just want to meet people. And then I sort of accidentally really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's okay.
Like, who knew?
Who knew, right?
She must have been
You
so
really enjoyed it.
happy
I think she
that
was
it
very,
turned out like that. Like, what
Yeah.
a thing that she just saw the flyer. Like, oh, my son would be like, maybe he'll meet some friends.
yeah. It was all about munchkins. Oh, there'll be 100 kids in this place.
Definitely got to make one friend at least.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's so
That's
cute.
that's moms. That's all they think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Making their
that's right.
kids happy. Let's see what we can do for Johnny
That's
or
right.
Robbie at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it like going from Atlanta and then you go to Juilliard?
Yeah, I went to New York. So I through high school did a lot of theater, and then I was supposed to go to college. I was supposed to go to Hofstra University.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in Long Island.
I applied to that.
Did you?
Just kidding.
I got in. I really wanted to go to NYU, but I couldn't afford NYU.
No.
And Hofstra
Wow.
had given me Hofstra gave me a bit of basically a scholarship to go there in theater. And at the last minute, I told my mom, I'm going to defer for a year, and I want to go to New York and just see, because I want to be in the city. I didn't want to be on Long Island.
Right.
College,
Oh.
I wanted to be around the theater, and I said, and she cried. She was very sad about that because she didn't think that was a smart move, but I did. I deferred for a year, went to New York, and ended up doing I got 3 or 4 jobs that first year. Right?
Wow.
My very first audition I got, which was a tour, a very small non-equity, non-union tour of the Fantastics musical.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I did that for about 3-4 months and did a workshop of a new musical. I did a lot of musicals back then. And did a workshop of a musical that eventually went to Broadway, but not for many years. And I did I did dinner theater that year. I got
boy.
work. And so I said to my mom, I think I'm not going to go to college. I think I'm going to keep doing this. And by then I'd gotten a commercial, I think.
Oh, wow.
Near the end of the first year. So I was like, I'm kind of getting work. I'm getting by. New York was cheap back in the 80s. I think my rent was like $250.
Look, Yvette said,
What?
wait a minute.
It was cheap.
Well, I didn't know. I wasn't paying rent in the 80s. So.
There you go. There
I
you
think
go.
in
What
the
do I
early,
know?
this was the early 80s, 82 when I moved there, and I shared an apartment with 2 other guys, and we each paid $250 a month. That was it.
Wow.
So I could make $250 a month. And then I worked in restaurants. I used to be able to get food at the restaurants and bring it home, leftovers and stuff. So yeah, I kind of, I got by for that year. And then my mom also was very sick. She had cancer.
Gosh.
When I left home, I think she knew about it before I left, but she didn't tell me till I'd gotten a couple months into New York. And So I stayed in New York. She came up that next year and had her only trip to New York, and I took her to see Little Shop of Horrors, which is a big hit.
Love that.
And yeah, she loved
that
it.
show.
My little sister came, and then she passed away that next year. And she was very young. She was 39 years old, breast
Wow.
cancer.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
get your checkups, everybody.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But
Wow.
yeah, so when she passed away that next year, I was like, I was working, but I wasn't. I was only doing musicals. That's it. I couldn't get an audition for anything else. And I thought, well, the one thing that'll get me out of the musical rut is going to a fancy school. So I auditioned for Juilliard, Yale, and a school called ACT, American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco, which at the time was, I would say, equivalent to Juilliard or Yale's drama school. They were the top three, I think, drama schools in the country at the time. And I got into ACT and I got into Juilliard. I didn't get into Yale, but I decided to go back to school. So I'd been working for 2 years and then went back to go to school. And I only lasted a year and a half because then I got the soap opera, and that's what started all the TV stuff. And yeah.
You got all my children?
Yes, I got all my children. Charlie and Julie.
Wow.
Oh my God. You don't know what you put us through.
Charlie and Steve. Yes.
I know. Those were some fun
Oh,
times.
the blood transfusion, and they had to find out. You were
The
all like,
soaps, daytime soaps are amazing.
They
Oh my
are.
God,
they
they
are
are.
absolutely
They
amazing.
are.
they were so cool.
The one
That
thing,
was-
one of my favorite things that happened when I was on All My Children, the Mets won the World Series. What
Yep.
was that? 86?
86. 86. Yep.
And a bunch of the Mets wives were fans of All My Children. And so
Mm-hmm.
we got invited to like these World Series parties.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Me
wow.
and Michael Knight and Darnell Williams. And
Wow.
Angie and Jesse.
Angie
my
and
God.
Jesse. Oh, Darnell. He was, yeah.
Wow. And
Take us back.
Jesse.
Take us back.
All right. I was like,
oh, my
in-
children, man.
in heaven. Like the Mets won the World Series. I'm in New York City doing a TV show every day, and I'm going to, celebrate with the Mets. It was unbelievable.
In the 80s at that.
In the 80s.
In the
yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
That
much
was
fun. The
good.
80s were fun as hell. Like, I don't
They
care how
were.
old you were in the 80s. Like, it was fun
The
for
music
every
was
age
cool.
group.
Yes.
Everybody's having
Right.
a good time.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
good
'Cause I
time.
was
I kind of don't remember the 80s.
Oh. That's all you need to know right
Yeah,
there.
there's the 80s for you.
After the 70s and most of the 80s.
It's a little fuzzy for a few of us.
Little
I don't, but I take all my children
Yep.
every day, all my children, all the ABC ones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I could look at them on the weekends because, I could go through the commercials, and
Yep. Yep.
I had company, not another person, but I had company while I was looking at these soap operas.
That's funny.
I think everybody did that.
Everybody.
I was
Everybody
working,
taped
yeah.
them. Yeah.
We were working,
They all
you
taped
tape
them.
it.
They watch them on the
Mhm.
weekends. Yeah.
And you were yelling
Yeah,
at people,
but-
don't tell me what
but-
happened.
Don't tell me what happened. My mother will always say that. Don't tell me what happened. 'Cause that was her soap. That's the only soap she liked was All My Children.
It
Yep.
was a
Oh,
good
Charlie
show.
needs a
It was
blood
a good one. It was like
transfusion.
it was the only soap that I would mess with, but it was I was a little bit later. But I mean, all my children had it though.
It did.
The rest of them, like I was like,
Yeah. All my children
know-
had something special, especially in the 80s.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
young because All My Children wasn't as old as the
Oh,
rest
no.
of them.
We remember that
I
coming on.
Came around
That
in the
started.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
70s.
Like Ryan's Hope. They all came out the same
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my show, Ryan's Hope. Oh,
Gabe
my God.
Mulgrew.
That's it.
I mean,
Yep.
if you
Yep.
didn't even look at soaps, everybody knew who Erica Kane was.
Oh,
even
yeah.
Right.
if you didn't look at a soap. So
Yeah.
Erica Kane. She was something else.
I
boy.
mean, Susan Lucci,
Listen,
that
Lucci.
broad, she
Charlie-
was
Charlie-
amazing.
Charlie knew Erica.
Epic.
Charlie knew Erica.
He sure did.
Ooh, I have never gone this far back. Why the
That's
whole
funny.
show is coming back? This is too funny. Really. Oh my God. Stop it.
But
Please stop
I
it.
would bet that like working on the soaps though is like amazing training, like brain training. You guys have to turn those shows around so
Yeah.
fast. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
we shot the old fashioned way on All My Children, which was kind of modeled after the live versions of the soaps they used to do.
Yeah.
So back when soaps were live in the 60s and 70s, they would rehearse in the morning, and then when their time slot came, they turned on the cameras and you were live.
I
Jeez.
can't even
And you went through
imagine.
it like a play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had teleprompters, so they had
Right,
the
right.
lines on teleprompters, which I admit I use now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But we still shot on All My Children. We shot that old-fashioned way, like a live show, but we didn't have to do it live, obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
But what we did is we got in, usually rehearsal started, I think at 7 a.m. in a rehearsal hall, which is the old-fashioned way. You'd be in a rehearsal hall and they'd move some chairs around and you'd rehearse your scene. They'd call you for rehearsal, and sometimes you'd go away for a scene and come back. And then you'd rehearse things not in order. You just rehearse the scenes however they scheduled rehearsal. Usually they'd let like some of the older actors get later calls and they'd rehearse the younger actors earlier.
Oh wow. Okay.
But that would happen till about 10 o'clock. And then you'd go do camera blocking, where you go down on the stage, the film stage, and all the sets were in a circle and the cameras were in the middle so that they could turn around. And we had 3 cameras going. And so we'd rehearse in the rehearsal hall. Then we go down for camera blocking 10 to 12. And then we break for lunch, 12:30, something like that. And then we come back and get in hair and makeup, and we'd start filming. And they would film in order. So if you had a scene at the very end of the episode, you were there till the end. And they would film, and you'd have to treat it like a live play, because the stage managers would come tell you, like, we're in this scene, you got 2 scenes to go. There'd be somebody on the speakers going, scene 13 is on now, 14's on deck, and 15 come down to the stage. So they'd call you down and you'd go film, and the stage manager would literally point at you like it was live TV, and you just start going. And they wouldn't stop unless there was a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
That was very rare.
Wow.
And then you'd usually shoot. Well, yeah. Actually, I take this back. We come back after lunch, hair and makeup. Then we'd start our dress rehearsal.
Oh my God.
Start our dress rehearsal at 2. Usually be done by 3 o'clock or so, 3:30. They do some notes, and then we do taping. You do the whole thing again. So you've gone through that episode a lot in the day.
Okay. In a day. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long day.
It's a long day. Yeah, you come in
And
at
then you do it
7,
all over again the next day.
do the same thing.
And you have that night to learn your line. Like how early were you getting your material to learn your,
Usually
to
about
learn?
3 days ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually 4 days ahead. So if you were filming a script that day, you'd have the next 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 scripts usually.
Okay.
3 or 4 scripts. Yeah.
And you didn't work every day, though. You didn't work every day.
No. The way that the soaps work, they guarantee you a certain number of episodes a week. So I had 2.5, average 2.5 episodes a week.
Okay.
So they had me as like a half a week guy. So some weeks I'd work 4 days, but then the next week I might just work 1 day or 2.
Okay.
So it's sort of,
Wow.
yeah.
That's intense.
Wow. That is intense. Wow. And people talk about Broadway being crazy. That's wild right
It was
there.
wild.
Wow.
It was a wild day. That place but it was like a machine. They knew how to do it. And
Do it.
Yeah. I can see that. Wow.
And where were you taping? Where in New York?
it was the old All My Children ABC studio.
ABC
at
Studios, yeah.
Columbus. This one is torn down now, but it was
Yeah. Was that where
Was that Avenue
where-
of the Americas? Wasn't it on that? It wasn't on that street.
No. It was up by Lincoln Center. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it was right
Was that
across from Juilliard. It
Mhm.
was where
Oh, wow.
Regis and
right, the
Kathy
old
Lee.
Regis and Kathy Lee building,
Yeah.
studio, yeah.
Yeah, it was right across the street from that.
I love New York.
Me
All that
too.
stuff is there.
I
All that
love,
cool stuff.
I love New York too.
Oh, don't get her
favorite-
started.
My
I
favorite
know.
place.
I know. We know it's a
Yeah.
cool city. I mean, like,
It really
okay,
is.
I just want to, it's a totally different, I want to, there's something stuck in my head
Yeah.
about this cruise.
Yes, it was awesome.
Yes, it was. Like, I mean, so you enjoyed yourself?
I did. I was so I'm this year I was producing Resident Alien, the show that I've been on for 4 or 5
Oh,
years.
that's
Yay.
Yeah.
I love
So-
that show. I love it.
It's so fun. So
It
we
is.
just finished a few weeks ago. But I was in the middle of production when the cruise dates happened.
Oh boy.
And the cruise had reached out to me a year ago and asked me if I would do it. And I told them yes. And then my show got picked up and I didn't expect it to get picked up.
Mm.
So suddenly I had a conflict. So I called the cruise people. I said, I really want to do the cruise. Would you be okay with half the week instead of the whole week? And then if you're okay with that, I'll go ask the studio if I can have 3 days off or 3 days off to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So I can go do the cruise and then fly back from Cancun in the middle of the week. So that's what I did. I went down Saturday night and was back at work Thursday morning. So
Wow.
Mm.
yeah, I was directing the morning after we were in Cancun. I was down on the set. It was surreal.
Oh my God.
It was so
Did-
good to have you, though.
It was.
fun.
Yeah, it really was, especially because it was Voyager's cruise.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
to have, because you had the crew. I mean,
They
you had
all
the
showed
bridge.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
showed
everybody
up.
except
Yeah.
for Beltran. We
That
didn't
was
have
it.
Chakotay.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was it. Yeah.
Kate and I missed each other because she came on Wednesday.
Oh right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
the day
that's
that I
right.
flew
That's
out in
right.
the morning,
That's right.
so I didn't get to see her.
That's right. Oh wow.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it was
was-
so fun.
it was so good.
Well, we
So
were,
good.
the fans were delighted that
Mhm.
you were there,
Oh.
like really excited that you were on the cruise this year.
Oh,
Like
thank
people, like, I mean, I've been around like people literally saying like, we got to get Robbie on the cruise. When is Robbie going to be on the cruise?
I've
Like
never
you hear
done
it
it.
every
The
year.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, Bob Picardo and Garrett and everybody has
Mhm.
told me that the cruise is so much fun. And
Because
I've
they
just-
have a good time.
they have a really good time.
Really?
They have a good time.
But the thing I love about it is there's a lot of the things you would experience at a convention, the panels and things like that. But then there's this other stuff, like I got to do a trivia night that I hosted, or I got to sit with just me and Connor, which we've
Yeah.
never sat down and just talk, and
Yeah.
he did his hot seat thing. Or Bob did an opera.
Oh
Yeah.
Delancey did a theater piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Nana directed that episode from the original series. That was
Those things are
hilarious.
great.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh, great.
So fun.
Love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So fun.
And
So-
Tim got to play his music.
and Tim got to play his music,
Mm-hmm.
and we did Family Feud with Jerry and Tim. I mean, just the things were it's I don't know how you guys do it. I was exhausted. I mean, it was energizing and exhausting.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know what it is, that first year you're
Yeah.
exhausted because you want to do all the things. But
Yeah.
this was our fourth year.
oh,
So now, it's like, yeah, not this time.
sure.
Maybe I'll go next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that already. No, I'm good. There's a lot of laying out on the pool deck when it's your fourth year more than, going out. Now, when people come, like they haven't been there before, you rush to see, make sure
Everything.
new people.
There's so
yeah.
much to do.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
I mean, even when new guests, like
Yeah.
like yourself, we've heard you are going to come on the cruise before, and then you can't come, and then you were there, and you're like, oh,
Widow.
let's go.
Oh, yeah.
You might not ever see him again. Let's
I
go.
hope I do it again. It was
Yeah, I
a
hope so.
blast. I had a great time.
Yeah, we do
I
too.
hope to see you more on a lot of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely need new blood, younger
Yeah.
blood
Yeah. Yeah.
coming to all this stuff. Definitely.
Yeah. So, okay, thank you for indulging me in the cruise moment because I always have to have a cruise moment with folks who we were on the cruise with because I do believe it is such a unique
Yeah.
experience in our world, and
Yeah.
and amongst I don't know any other franchise that has this type of experience. And then, we were talking with Brandon Braga last week. Was it last week or week before last?
Last week.
And we were just talking about how the interactive nature of this fandom, this franchise, and how unique and special and beautiful it is. And I feel like the cruise really epitomizes that,
It does. I've been to 1,000 conventions, but I would rank the cruise well above any of them. The best of them I've been to.
Yeah.
Because there's something about there's so much to do, and yet everyone's relaxing together. Like I went up on the pool deck once, and ended up chatting with lots of interesting people, and you hear where they're from and what they do and how they got into Trek, or I don't know. It's just there's a relaxed nature to it that is, and maybe because it's a week long. Most conventions are 2 days.
That's true.
days.
Everybody knows we've got 7 days or 8 days to
all day,
all night,
all night. Lots of elevator rides.
Yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of us know each other. That
Yeah.
cruise.
We do.
The cruisers now have, you
like
only see them on the cruise.
Yeah.
Right. That group is a group that travels together. Most of those people we know
That's
from
crazy.
somewhere, which that is crazy. I just thought about that as I thought, we know half of those people on there.
Like you're walking
more
on a
than
boat
half,
of
really.
3,000 people,
Yeah.
and like as you're embarking, you're like saying hi. Like there's at least 10 people that I'm running into as I'm embarking. Like, oh hey, how you doing? Great to see you. It's amazing. Yeah.
There is.
Tell people I'm going on a cruise.
Yeah.
And the first thing they say is, where you going? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're in the Caribbean, but
Somewhere.
most of the fun is on the boat.
On the boat,
it's-
exactly.
Most of the fun is I'll get off, but I think I've gotten off maybe 3 times in 4 years. Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
there's so much to do on the boat. You don't need
It
to
is.
get off.
Oh,
It's almost not worth it. All the hassle of it.
No,
Yeah.
I get off in the places that I haven't been
Yeah.
to before,
Yeah.
And then if I've been there before, or if I really just need a beach day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always need a beach day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotta have a beach day. Yep.
So
I will say, like, I've done a lot of shows, and even the soap, like we were talking about, there's only 1 or 2 people from that soap, all those years on the soap, that I still talk to, and we don't talk that often, but I talked to a couple of them. But Star Trek is one of a kind for me in terms of an experience, because I've gotten to watch my fellow actors, their kids grow up, their kids get married, their kids have, then they have grandkids. And then it's like, I don't have any other work experience. There's no other show that I've ever done that, and I've done some long runs, like Chuck was 5 years.
Yeah.
But I talk to the cast now and then from Chuck, but not like Star Trek. It's not
Right.
it's not even close. And the fans, getting to meet fans and then see them grow up, meeting someone when they're 10 or 12 years old, coming with their parents, and now they're married with kids, and you've seen them a dozen times and had great conversations, and there's just nothing like that in any other show that I can imagine.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. It's like people come on and they're like, there's nothing like Trek. There's nothing like they've never had a work, like you said, a work experience like, and it's 30 years ago. And, you're still talking about it and still doing things with the same people.
And engaged with it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Which I think, we appreciate that so much too, because, the TOS crew, they had to go through that time where it was like, oh, do we have to do a convention? And like not all of them were like that, but it was a different feeling. They sort of, created the mold, I guess.
Yeah.
And now it seems like people have an attitude of like, oh, I get to do this. That I get to be involved with this 30 years later,
Yeah.
Especially the younger actors, the ones on the newer
On the new
Trek.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, they get it. They totally get it. They're like, I'm going to be doing this 30 years from now.
Exactly.
We're here to tell you, yes, you will.
Yes, you will. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yep.
So, one of the things we really want to talk to you about is your directing, because, and we know, you got started through the program, right? In Star Trek. What do they call it?
The director
training school.
Yeah, I mean, there's no formal. I hear people talk about that a lot, and I don't remember any formal like school or syllabus per se. There was no like manual, but there was, because people had done it, because Jonathan Frakes had done it, LeVar Burton had done it. Who else? Sorry, Michael Dorn had done it.
Gates.
Did Gates direct?
Yeah.
She did.
She did one, Genesis.
Yeah. So, yeah, some of the actors had done it. And so I think as a company, they kind of knew, well, if you want to learn about directing, you need to do this, this, and this. You need to sit with the editors. You need to come to production meetings. You need to sit in on casting. You need to sit in on screenings with Rick Berman, so that you know what he likes and what he doesn't like. And, the note screenings and things of episodes. So they did have some things available to you, but you had to, everybody from Roxanne to Bob Picardo to Tim Russ on our show, you had to go after that. They didn't give you a checklist and say, dude, you had to show them, that you were putting in the work and the time. And so I had been shadowing and watching directors on a couple shows before I got on Star Trek. So literally the first day of filming the pilot, Rick Berman happened to be on set, which he was never on set, but he was there at the end of the first day. And as I was walking off out the stage door, I told Rick that first day, I said, hey, Rick, I just want you to know, I really want to direct. And he sort of laughed and he said, yeah, we'll see in a few years. Let's just get the pilot done. It's day one.
Day one, buddy. Pace yourself. You sound like a Met fan now.
Exactly. But I was like, no, I've been on shows where they say maybe in season 2 or 3, and we don't go that long. And so I want to direct this year if I can. I've been studying. I've been shadowing. I'm ready to do it. And he said, well, this isn't like those other shows. You're going to be here a long time. So, and that was kind of it, that first conversation. And then I just started asking, hey, what can I do? Well, no one else on my show on Voyager was vocal about directing until probably season 2. Others started saying, hey, I might want to do this. But I was kind of the only one that first season. But I was in the screenings with Rick. I was going to dailies in my uniform. I'd jump in a golf cart and go to watch dailies, which she used to do. I'd sit with editors just anytime I could. If I got wrapped out early and it was still daylight out, I'd go over to the editing building and talk to the editors. I'd go to production meetings. So yeah, I was very aggressive that first year. And I think because of that, I got an episode in season 2. We shot it in season 2, but it aired in season 3. They shortened our season for some reason. They aired the number of aired episodes, but it was an episode that Frakes was supposed to direct, and he had to back out to go start prepping for First Contact.
Okay.
Oh.
So Rick called me at home because I'd been for all first season, kept it up season 2. And he's like, well, you've been showing up. I've seen you working hard. Do you think you're ready? And I said, absolutely. And so, yeah, I got that. Sacred Ground was the episode. That was my first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
a great episode.
That was at the end of season 2. We filmed at the end of season 2. I think it aired early season 3. But once I got that episode, I think the other people in the cast were like, wait, he did it. Like, and so we came back. Les Landau was directing, I think, the first episode of the next season. I think it was Les. And there were like 6 people around the monitor shadowing. It was Tim and Bob and Roxanne. Andy Robinson was there.
Oh my God.
I remember Les being like, oh my God, look what you started.
Damn Skippy.
I
So
know.
you had your sights set on directing
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
before Voyager.
Before, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When did you get that bug? How did that coming from acting? How did you get that bug?
Well, I think it started because when I was still in Atlanta, when I was still in high school, that little dance studio where my mom took me to do The Wizard of Oz, they had a drama class for kids there when I first started. But a few years later, they didn't have a drama teacher, and so the lady that owned the studio, she came up to me. I was only 15 or 16, I think, and she said, "Hey, would you be interested in teaching the kids drama? Because we don't have a drama teacher this year at the studio." And I was like, "Sure, yeah." I
That's
don't
so
know how to
cool.
do it. I'll just copy what I learned in the other drama classes.
Right.
And
That's what most people do.
yeah. So I became a drama teacher there for the last 2 years of high school. My junior and senior year of high school, I was teaching kids that were, I don't know, as young as maybe 8 or 9 years old. So I had a young kids class and an older kid, like an adolescent age class. And I think that teaching drama made me get organized and made me learn how to put my thoughts and critiques and things like that concise, especially for kids. And I was a kid myself, but I think I always had that experience in the back of my mind. Like, I enjoyed that. I really liked helping to mold a performance or make a scene better, or I just enjoyed, teaching the kids drama, even though I was 16 years old. But yeah, so I think I always had that in the back of my mind and started thinking about it as I started doing TV shows, because what I learned as an actor in television is it's hard to sustain a career over a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
saw actors, older actors, character actors that I knew from Broadway shows and things like that, and they get a guest star on a episode, and they would be thrilled. They're like, "Oh, I haven't done a TV show in 3 years." But they're great Broadway actors, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to be an actor. It just is. And I had a few different experiences where I went through some periods of unemployment. And also as an actor, I saw these TV directors coming in who didn't know how to talk to actors very well. They knew how to set up shots.
Yeah.
They never gave me a note. They wouldn't ever say, "What do you think your character's trying to do here?" They never get into that. The kind of conversations that actors will have with each other. Or
Right.
if you're in acting class, the teacher will try to draw out something better from you. So I thought, well, these guys have great TV directing careers, and they seem to just go from show to show to show, whereas the actors have these big stretches in between. So I was like, well, maybe I should direct. It'd be a little more reliable. And
Your
I
mother would
enjoy
be
it.
so proud.
So anyway,
Yes.
yeah, it was a combination of all that. I just thought,
yeah.
I think it's a more sustainable career for me. I enjoyed acting, sort of. I really love doing theater. I never loved doing television and film stuff. I was always distracted by the cameras and the lighting, and I was like, "What are they doing?"
That would be you, Sabrina.
He's a born director.
Yeah, definitely a born director.
A little cinnamon cinephile. Well, Fran, I know you wanted to talk about Resident Alien.
No, my observation of that is, for me, most of the time, science fiction and comedy is kind of hard to meld together successfully. Okay. But that show does it.
Yeah.
It just does it because I like both. I like comedy and I like sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it's just, that guy, I love the guy. Can't think of his name, but
Alan
anyway.
Tudyk. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alan Tudyk.
I can't say his last name because I read it, but thank you.
He's got a dirty joke about his last name, but I won't say that here.
But it's just that I love. Thank you for the show, because the sci-fi and the comedy together. Because I think people thought that the Orville was going to be more.
I did too. I directed a couple of them, and I came on. I thought Seth was going to go for comedy. He didn't. He wanted to go for TNG.
Yeah. He wanted good stories. That's all he wanted, and he did it.
And he did it. So it, so thank you for the comedy and the acting and the producing and the directing. It's just a great, flat out funny show.
It's a really funny show. Chris Sheridan.
And that little boy, okay, I'm not going to get deep into it, but the little boy knows who the hell he is, and nobody, of course, she's like a little scientist that nobody believes in the beginning of the, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love it.
It's very irreverent and funny. Chris, who created the show, he worked on Family Guy for 15 years. He was a comedy writer, and it's actually because of Seth that I got the job on Resident Alien. I didn't know Chris before. And in fact, they were about to hire another director for that job. And then I guess that producer had young kids and they were kind of stuck on the relocation and shooting in Vancouver. And that's when Seth called Chris and said, "Hey, if you need a producing director, you should hire Robbie McNeill because he's awesome." And that's that. If Seth hadn't called Chris, I don't think I'd have this job. So
wow.
Oh, you said a producing director?
Yeah. So I mostly produce on Resident Alien. I directed 2 episodes this year, but mostly I produced all of them.
Okay.
So as a producing director, you're kind of a little bit of everything. You're that position typically is kind of the right hand of the creator of the show, the boss. You're kind of the right hand of that person to try to figure out how to make the stories they're writing, because sometimes they'll write a script and it's unproducible because we don't have the money, or there's too many scenes at night and we have curfews and all these production things that maybe the writers aren't thinking about. They're just trying to write the best story. And then when I look at the script, I kind of go, okay, well, let me break this down into sets and locate. Let me figure out, there's too much night work, too many locations. What if we move this park scene into the bar? And what if you put that mountaintop scene on Harry's back porch, and we can kind of move things around, and so that's the producing part that I do. Or this year we had a couple of, on Resident Alien, a couple of really big sequences that when they were writing it, I remember talking to Chris about it, and he was like, I don't think we can do this, and we probably should. I was like, no, write it. I think there's a way to do it. And so I started planning well in advance, talking to locations departments, and one of them had to do with an indigenous powwow. So they wrote a whole sequence at a powwow, and for us to produce a powwow from scratch and bring in real indigenous drummers and dancers and all of that, and the costumes, we just couldn't afford to do it. We couldn't have done it, and we couldn't have done it properly. So I reached out to some of the indigenous community in Vancouver for that, for example, and found a tribe that was having a powwow during our production time. And I got to meet the chief. I got to talk to him about what we were doing, the story we were telling, why we wanted to maybe piggyback and be there at their powwow to film some of our scenes, which we did. And it was incredible. It was so moving. And so things like that. That's the producing part.
Wow.
Cool. Wow.
Sabrina, did that just change what you want to do when you grow up?
No, I took a producer. I went in as a producer to film school, and so what you were just saying about breaking down the scenes, and we're not shooting this, and I got to get 5 horses, and that used to be your homework. How are you going to shoot this scene? You got to get a horse. You got to you got to do this. You're like, oh my god,
It's a lot. Yeah. It's the how. The writing of it. not that it's easy, but
No,
writers should feel free to write
Mm-hmm.
from the heart. And then once they've written from the heart, if the producing director job is to look at it like a director and a writer. I actually got to write on Resident Alien as well, which was
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
And but as the producing director, we look at it and I kind of go, well, what's the heart of this scene? Is it really the powwow, or could it just be in nature? Could it be, like, where is the heart of that, and try to figure out the how of it. And I really love that puzzle. And sometimes it needs to be a powwow. There's no other version. And then sometimes it can be, it can be a bank, or it could be
Right.
It doesn't.
We don't need all that.
Yeah.
It works either way. I got it.
It could be a set that we own.
Right.
It could be town hall. It could be.
Yep.
I love that. That's
good to
really
know.
cool. That
Wow.
appeals to the part of me that loves puzzle mysteries. Like I'm a big Agatha Christie fan, and those types of mysteries. Where you got to solve something. There's a problem to be solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too. It's
That
definitely
sounds-
a puzzle. It's a puzzle, and you're trying, and a lot of it is for the producing director job. A lot of it is experience. It's having done it enough that you kind of go, oh, I know how hard that kind of scene will be. That's going to take 5-6 hours just to do that one scene. But I've done that kind of the next scene before a million times. That'll take half an hour. I can do that quick. So I think because I've done a lot of directing of different kinds of shows, and
How many scenes you can get shot in a day.
yeah. Especially if I'm directing and producing it, then I can commit to it. But when I'm just producing and there's someone else directing, then there's a lot of diplomacy involved.
I can do it in 5 hours. You can just
Yeah. Sometimes there's a negotiation. They may see it differently, and I have to say, well, I think if we did it a little different, if there's an easier way, maybe we could do it in the time allotted. So, yeah, there's a lot of diplomacy involved.
Well, we're starting to run down on time, so I've got to get to some really important, pressing, questions here. Because you've been, as a co-host of the Delta Flyers, you guys were you watched Voyager all the way through, right?
We did. We watched,
every
7
episode.
seasons, every one of them.
You and those damn lizard babies, salamander
Even
babies.
even Threshold.
Yeah.
Threshold is a good
Threshold is a good
episode.
episode.
Thank you.
Until we
It
saw
is
the
a good,
salamander.
until the end. It is a
Until
good
the end,
episode.
yeah.
Exactly. Just don't watch the last 5
It just
minutes.
went off the
Exactly.
rails
It just
at the
like
end.
I remember watching that the
So
first
good.
time, like when it first aired, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
what just happened?
I remember that feeling when I read it.
I'm
but
sure. I'm sure.
That was Brandon too. That was all.
Oh
history.
yeah, we know.
We talked to
He
him about
admitted
it.
it.
About it?
He admitted it. He said, "I wrote every word."
Yeah.
So proud of himself.
But
oh my
and now
God.
you guys have moved on to DS9, right?
Mhm, yeah, we're
So,
in season 3 of that show. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Ooh, all right
ooh,
now.
Ooh,
You gotta-
buckle
oh.
up, baby.
buckle up.
I know. I can tell. I can tell
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
We
It's-
just reviewed the episode where Chase comes into the show for the first time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's about where we are. Yeah.
okay.
Oh, we
Well,
love her.
She tells hello.
Yes.
she's like
She shimmies.
Yes.
she's coughing.
Yes, exactly.
I love that
So
episode.
cute.
I
She
love
was
that.
so good at that though.
Right,
I was like, oh, that's a good one. I gotta use that
even as a normally as a woman, you look at a woman who's playing that role or
That.
doing that, and you're like, ugh, whatever. And like you
Yeah.
could not be mad at her. She was
I
just so
liked her.
adorable.
Nope.
I loved her
Adorable.
from the first
right.
moment.
She knew what she wanted and she went for it. I was like,
Mhm.
I got you. Go
That's
get
right.
it.
That's right.
He was a doctor. What are you doing? Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
I mean, what has this process been like for you? Like to go back and watch yourself, number one, and and how has it changed your relationship with Star Trek or understanding of it? I mean, or did it?
It did. It did pretty profoundly. I'll admit. I hate to admit this, but when we were making the show, I had 3 young kids, And so if I wasn't working, I was trying to be involved as a dad. And it was just, after the first year or year and a half, I didn't really watch a lot of episodes unless it was something that I felt if I directed it, I would watch it. If I had a big story or,
Right.
I had really loved the script and for some reason I might watch it. But I would say I probably missed 80% of the whole series. I didn't see it.
Sure.
And also the days were really long back then.
I was just going to say, what you were talking about. I mean, I can't imagine going
Really
through all
long.
that, then going home and then like, oh, let me watch myself. Like, oh no, I'm done.
No,
Right.
I was there.
exactly.
I don't need to see it again. I know what happened.
I know how it ends.
Exactly. So I didn't I didn't intimately, watch all of our episodes. In fact, once I was directing a show on location and I went to the hotel and turned on the TV and there was Voyager on TV. And it was an episode, which one was it? It was the one where Harry goes back in time and his
Non-secure.
I can't remember.
That's the name of it where he was with his girl. He wasn't on the ship anymore.
Yeah, it was back in New York or San Francisco.
Yeah,
San Francisco. Yeah, Non-secure. That's the name of it.
Yeah. So I was on location. I turned it on. There's Garrett. And I started watching. I watched till the end of the episode. It just started. It was like 10 minutes in or something. And so I watched the whole thing. And I texted him after. I'm like, Garrett, you know what? You were really good on this.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'd never watched it.
Right.
But I was like, I just saw this episode. It was on the hotel TV and I watched the whole thing. And you were really good. I just want you to know that. And he still to this day is like, when you texted me that, it really meant a lot to me because we didn't really talk about it that way. It was back in the 80s or the 90s. Filming hours were long.
Yeah.
There was no restriction from the studio on health and safety issues and things. So
wow.
we would shoot 15 hours regularly and sometimes up to almost 20 hours or more. So, you are just a zombie after those kind of days. So I didn't watch the show. And when I left, I really wanted to be a director. So I focused on that and kind of put Star Trek behind me, except for a convention now and then. But I didn't even do that many not compared to a lot of my other cast. I don't do as many, not because I don't enjoy them, mostly because I was directing.
You're working all the time.
I was just busy. And so I kind of put Star Trek sort of behind me as like, that was, like you would college.
Yeah.
You don't think about college until maybe you go to your 20-year reunion or something. And then you sort of kind of go, wow, that was amazing. Anyway, I put it behind me. And then when this podcast came up and I started watching, when I committed to watching these episodes, all of them, start to finish, and not just watching them, but like really thinking about them and making notes and then talking to people that made our show, Mike and Denise and Marvin Rush. And I feel like we got like the historical record for Star Trek Voyager.
Yes.
The podcast between our interviews and our episodes and our guests that we had on. There is so much I learned about our show and really appreciate about the show. And I feel like, the podcast has definitely made a really positive impact in my relationship with the show, the franchise, the show, and so many people involved. And also we've created this Patreon community and the Delta Flyers, not even just Patreons, people that listen to the podcast. Now I feel more connected to the fans and I feel more a part of the community than I did maybe. So it's been really amazing. It's been amazing.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite episodes with you and Garrett was The Shoot.
The Shoot was amazing.
Oh,
was
wow.
A great
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh my
brother.
God.
Kind of hard to look at though, but
I know. I was like, you gotta save. You gotta save.
Oh, the two of y'all were doing the thing on that
Yes,
episode.
that was two great performances on
Yes.
that. I mean, I was scared for the brother. I was like, one of the two of you not coming back. I don't know.
It did not look good.
It did not look good.
That was Les Landau directing, who I loved Les. I
I've
learned
heard that a lot.
from him.
Ciroc says that too, I think, that he loved Les. Yeah.
Les was great. Les was just he was the real deal. He was a really good director and down to earth and knew how to talk to actors and he was great. I really enjoyed it.
I want to ask you something. It's about Voyager, but in a different frame. I know Star Trek is terrible when it comes to relationships. They are just horrible, right? Like the people who write them, I don't know what's going on in their life because the characters are they're just going through it. So I know Frakes and Marina Sirtis had got together to make sure that their characters got together in the end and lived happily after. Oh my God, happily ever after. Did you and Roxanne ever talk about that, or was that the plan from the beginning?
It definitely was not the plan from the beginning. I don't think. In fact, I know on when I auditioned for Star Trek Voyager, I was in New York doing a play at Second Stage, a theater company in New York, and my agent sent me the breakdown because he said he I guess copied it, or I don't know how he sent it to me, but maybe he read it to me. Anyway, the breakdown is what they send to all the agents for the characters they're looking for, and for Tom Paris, it said it was the number 2 character on the call sheet, and it said, which is usually a sign that it's important. Usually that sequence of numbers is often kind of what they're expecting, the characters to be in terms of importance. Anyway, it was number 2 on the breakdown, and it said potential love interest for Janeway.
Oh,
So I think before
Cue the
they
lizards.
yeah, exactly. That's why we got babies, lizard babies. I think before any actors were cast, before Geneviève Bujold, before I was cast, I think they had this idea that Tom Paris was going to be sort of a Han Solo-y type character.
Okay.
And that Janeway might be younger, and that they might be equal in age or something.
Yeah.
But I think once they cast me, and then they cast ultimately Kate, I think that whatever that idea was that they maybe had before, they abandoned that. And then I think they made a big mistake with Tom Paris, where they started writing him as this like womanizer for the first season.
Yes, agreed, 100%.
I hated it. I told them I hated it. And they're like, well, we had Riker and Kirk was like that, and we need some, that. I was like, no, nobody's going to like this guy. It's not good. And so by the end of season 1, they started backing off that a little bit. And I think they thought maybe Tom and Kes would get together at one point.
Yeah, you could see that happening.
Yeah.
Which was also gross.
Which is gross. I hate that too.
It was bad enough with Neelix.
Yeah.
They had Tom as like the rebel without a cause.
Yeah.
Womanizer thing. And it just like, it's like you don't want to like him because he was acting like a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Then you also don't want to like him because he was just being a dick half the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I was so happy to start to see his character grow away from that, and we could, because I felt like it was a cardboard cutout of like, stencil him in this type of character. And I was like, he's the only one who's not an actual real character. And that, that's everybody else is getting fleshed out. And poor Tom is just there like,
they just kept repeating the same kind of bits with him. What to do. Yeah. And I'll be honest, but like I told you, I started talking about directing on day 1 of our pilot. So in my mind, I was like, don't make waves, don't complain, just do whatever they write you, because if you're a team player, you'll get to direct. You'll get to be a team player. And I was trying to do what they were writing. I just didn't. I would, in the nicest way I could, say, hey, I don't think this, kind of angry womanizer sarcastic all the time. I don't like it. Like, I don't think the audience is, I said that by the end of season 1 for sure. And yeah, so the Tom and B'Elanna thing, I think, evolved naturally. I think they saw, oh, what if we put these two strong personalities together?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Like, so they sort of toyed with it with us on some missions together, or just having some scenes, and I think they liked, like, she didn't put up with his shit.
Yeah, right.
It was great chemistry.
It was good chemistry.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And for the first time, it looked like Tom was like, oh, somebody like they're somebody who can
call them out.
Call me out, and like isn't scared, isn't put off by my facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And could kill me and break my, could kill me. Break my nose and put it in my brain.
Yeah.
That does it too.
Yeah.
Whatever works, right? But I always wanted to ask you about that, because I always want to ask about that, because the relationships, they're just so dysfunctional in Star Trek, and I get that because, you're trying to make a good story and everything, but I just love that, there are those good, strong relationships that endure, and definitely B'Elanna and Tom.
Yeah.
Tom leveled up.
Yeah.
Tom leveled up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I think because it sort of was not in the plan, the writer's plan, and because it developed naturally for the writing and for us as actors, I think Roxanne and I were able to build over time great chemistry and a great history with the two characters of I really love that
Good
part.
job.
I tell you, the episode that really made me like sealed the deal with Tom and my love for Tom is Fran, I'm going to need your help, or Sabrina. I know the one where B'Elanna tries to change the genetically alter the baby's DNA because she doesn't want it to have any Klingon traits. I mean, that was such a good episode.
That is a deep episode.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite Star Trek episodes. Period. I like the older I get, the more I love it. Every time I watch it over again, it's deeper and deeper. And we've talked about it on the show, like why it resonates so much with a lot of us, because especially like being people who are coming from, victims of colonization, everything you are is supposed to be bad and ugly and wrong and, self-hate, and what sealed it for me with Tom, though, was like, and this is before we had the term about allyship or anything, was Tom was the ally. Tom was the man in there with her, like baby, like saying all the right things. Like they wrote that part really well. And you portrayed it really well. Like, it's like, I got you. I got your back. I understand. I can't presume to understand what you're going through. But at the same time, baby, like,
Yeah, you tell me what you need and I'm here for you.
Right. Yeah. It was beautifully done.
Yes.
I mean, did you, when you were doing that role, did it have any type of impact on you when you read that particular script?
I think it did. I mean, I grew up in the South, and there's a history there. Right? And so
Don't we know.
So racial issues and bias and prejudice and all of that was very familiar to me. And so I think in that storyline, I liked the way they wrote Tom. I could get behind the way they wrote Tom. And I think it's a great observation, like before we had the term ally or whatever. To me, the best way to be an ally is to shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. You know what I mean? And that's what Tom did with B'Elanna, I think, in a good way. And so, it was maybe I don't know. It was good. It was good.
I mean, he was her partner, and I love that part. I love that he wanted her to know, I'm here for you, but they were partners in their relationship. He wasn't trying to save her. He was just, he knew she had stuff to get through, but I need you to talk to me, and that's the part I love, that he was like, I'm here, we're going to do this together.
Yep.
And because I think everybody here understands that self-hate. And I mean, I don't, to have the ability to go in and change the things that you think people hate you for that's something else. That's some kind of power, and I don't know if we would say no to that. You're like, oh, I can get this job if I lighten my skin a little more, that kind of thing.
Straighten my hair
a little more,
Right.
So every time I see that, I think so many things go through my head. It's more than that episode. There's so much, and that I watched the episode when it first came on, and like Tamia said, as you get older, it just makes, I don't know if it makes more sense, but it definitely pops more. You're like, oh, you're like, oh, it chills a little, but it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about Star Trek that I love, is that, and I think why it endures and why I can still go back on a podcast and look at these episodes and they're still relevant, is because it's morality issues. It's timeless kind of morality questions, philosophical questions that we all have to deal with. Tuvix, Janeway having to do with Tuvix.
My God.
Right?
Like, that's a deep, deep question.
Yes. It is.
Oh my gosh.
It's still a deep question. I mean, we're still arguing about
sure, right?
Janeway did nothing wrong.
That's what I feel. I get it. I mean, what was she gonna do? That's her friends. I mean, that's her best friend.
Put it back.
Bro, you got to go.
You're nice and everything.
Right. We're in the Delta Quadrant. You can't stay here.
Picard would have put him in like put his consciousness in some holographic simulation or some shit.
Something, yeah.
Could have made another doctor or something.
And another thing
we
about
definitely got to do a Tuvix. Do a Tuvix show one day.
Yeah.
I think we all agree. So
it's inevitable.
Yeah.
But the one that we kind of talked about this with somebody else when you Blood Fever, the episode Blood Fever, and you did not take advantage of the situation.
And
we said,
love that.
Tom is coming. He's a gentleman at heart.
Finally.
Right.
Yes.
All those other episodes, you were vindicated.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yes, you were.
And we said there is a cool guy in this character somewhere.
Yeah.
That was the one that won me over totally, because I said Tom is my guy. He was ready to fight her. Oh my God.
Yeah. I feel like Tom probably evolved more than any other character.
Yes,
we have said that.
We said that a lot
on this show. Yes.
Yeah. Definitely had a great arc.
Yeah.
Like, I think you had a great arc, just like Aaron had on Deep Space Nine. As you'll see, he had his arc is amazing, and I think you had also that arc. Because it didn't, like you say, they didn't know what to do with you, and I think it was the same thing with Nog. They didn't know what to do with him, and then it just organically became, the arc that it is.
Right.
So.
It became two of the favorite characters, You were like, oh, like, tell me when you were talking to your father, what, I mean, how many times have I cried? It was like, has everybody all right? Hey, Tom is okay.
I think, go ahead, Robbie.
I was going to say that the whole Tom and his father issues, I personally, for me, that's a button for me and my dad. Good and bad, a lot of love there. My father's also passed away now. So, but we had a bumpy relationship. And so doing that storyline with Tom and his dad, and I even cry now, if I see a TV show or a movie or something, a father-son issue. I mean, for me, that's just a button. It just cry. I'm very moved by it. That was a tough one to play. I remember, as an actor, pulling on a lot of very personal and vulnerable stuff
I bet.
that it made me think about and process, and so yeah, I'm glad that they added that to his story, and that that there was the growth in him to show his father, and at least the suggestion that there was some healing and a change in that relationship. So
Tom is gonna fly that ship back, boy. He's gonna fly that ship back. I'm gonna be at it all the way back to the Alpha. I'll be like, go ahead, Tom.
I want to I'm sorry. There's one question that we have to ask before we leave, because I think this is Sabrina's question.
I think we all had the question.
No, Sabrina had a question about would you have preferred to play Nick Locarno instead of Tom Paris? I think that needs to be answered.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I always, that's a great question. I always thought, they did talk about Nick Locarno. When I got the job, they talked a little about, it's not Nick, but it's a lot like Nick, a lot of similar backstory. But in my mind, I always had this general rule that Nick Locarno was somebody who looked nice on the outside, but was kind of rotten on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that Tom Paris was somebody who looked kind of rotten on the outside, but underneath it was really a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that worked for Tom. But when I went back and watched, I can't remember when I watched it. I think it was when I did the Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
When I did the Lower Decks thing, and they had that flashback with Will Wheaton did it.
Yeah.
The Academy.
So good.
But I went back and watched the episode, and I was like, Nick Locarno he wasn't a horrible guy. He was in a pickle, and he was trying to do the right thing for his crew after they made a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, I think Picard says something like, Locarno took the fall for everybody. And
he got expelled. Yep.
He got expelled and said it was no one else's fault but his. And I was like, oh, Nick wasn't a bad guy, like I always thought. He was kind of the bad guy in that story, but in the end, he did a good thing, a heroic thing, I guess, a noble thing. So I don't know who would have been more fun to play.
Well, you got to play both.
I got to play both, exactly. To play Nick on Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lower Decks.
That was hilarious.
Funny, where they said, he looks like Tom Paris.
Like, I don't see it.
I don't see the resemblance.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I was so ecstatic when I saw the Nick on Lower Decks, and the Tom Paris plates.
Oh my God!
I have one.
I'm sure you do.
Upstairs
You better have one.
Things are great.
Yeah, Robbie, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Like, I'm so glad that. Thank you for making the time.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry I was late. I apologize.
Not a problem.
Not a big deal.
Whatevs.
I'll keep my phone in my pocket so I hear the alarm next time.
Well, we should have a special Sci-Fi Sisters alarm on.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
We'd love.
You guys are awesome. I'm so glad that we crossed paths on the cruise, and
Me
it's
too.
a pleasure talking to you.
Same.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We'd
and
love
come
to
back
have you
anytime, of course. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, like whatever you got. If you got stuff coming up, we do everything. We don't just do Star Trek. So if you got something coming up and you want to promote it, let us know.
Maybe we'll talk about when I get an air date on Resident Alien.
We'd love to. We would love
talk
to.
about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
All
that's
right. That sounds great.
right up our alley.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the years of wonderful TV you've given us. And one thing that we didn't get to talk about today that I definitely want to talk about with you at some point is your short film that you did, 9mm of Love. With Carl, and you had Carl Lumbly in there.
Yes, Carl came on and he played Cupid. It was a Cupid story. The 9mm pistol was his bow and arrow. So
Oh my gosh.
it was a love bullet, and it was an action comedy. And I had done a series with Carl called Going to Extremes. We filmed in Jamaica, and so I spent almost 9-10 months in Jamaica. I lived down there, which was amazing.
Wow.
And that's actually where I started shadowing. That was in 1992, so about 2 years before Voyager.
Wow.
I started shadowing directors and learning about directing, and Carl was one of the regulars on that as well. And so we had known each other, and Carl's awesome. He's
Oh my God.
so talented.
He's
and a
amazing.
Good man.
You know, he's an idol of ours.
Yes.
I get it. He's
Yeah.
something special for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to keep us. I'm like, we're going to sit here and start a whole nother
conversation.
Talk about that next time.
Yes, next time.
Good.
Definitely.
We're going to go in depth into that. Can we still see that anywhere? I want to see it.
I've got copies somewhere, but it was on YouTube. 9mm was on YouTube for a long time, and then I tried to find it recently because someone brought it up, and I searched it, and it wasn't there anymore. So I don't know. I don't know where it went.
I will definitely try to find it.
Yeah, we will try. As all good Trekkies will try.
You'll find it somewhere, I'm sure.
Somewhere. Right?
Somebody's going to unearth it. Yvette, can you let people know where they can send in their good wishes to Robbie or Robbie's directions or anything else?
I sure can. You can find us at sci-fisistas.com. That's SYFYSISTAS.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the Sci-Fi Sisters Book Club, both on Facebook, on Instagram threads, sci-fi.sisters, and under the blue skies at Sci-Fi Sisters. For more interviews, the live show, and our infamous Top 10 series, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sci-Fi Sisters Inc. Become a patron of Sci-Fi Sisters today at patreon.com/Sci-Fi Sisters. The Trek Geeks Network's presenting sponsor is Fansets. Go to fansets.com for pins and memorabilia from all your favorite franchises. Visit fansets.com and use Trek Geeks, all caps, for your exclusive 10% discount. Our friends at Stranger Comics, the best in fantasy comics, invite our listeners to visit strangercomics.com and use SFS to receive an exclusive 10% discount. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
And of course, we got to thank the baddest associate producers in any and all known universes. That would be Sailor Marge, Karen Dramera, and Stephanie Baker. We thank you guys so much for everything you do for us. And that's it, my friends. We're out of here. Thanks for listening. Peace, love, and hair grease. Hi, everybody. Sister Tamia here with the shorty shout-outs for this month. We'd like to thank the following patrons for your support. Sandra Aponte, Lenny, Oils Galore, Michael Stakem, Rebecca River Moon, Allison Leach Hyde, Mike and Kristen Holton, Ayana May Tom, Casey Shafsky, Brad DeMad, Mike Nauer, Cassandra, Bruce McMillan, April Mead, L.J., Tara Jefferson, Holly Smith, Bernadette Garcia Galvez, Rhonda G., Kathy D., Rita Poussant Nethersole, Gator, Mark Richmond, Bill Erickson, Zakiya Graham, Linda Anderegg, Travis Taylor, Jeffrey Cochran, Old Klein, Peter Heisler, Olga Kravchuk, TJ Jackson Bay, Liza Albright, Kalia Zawacki, Sam Droke Dickinson, Stephanie Baker, Sailor Marge, Stephanie Dole, Starbase Centaur 4210 Productions, Jamal Taylor, Scott Jensen, Ann Bradley, Howard Hogan, L.M., Timothy Baum, Dave A. Gregory, Dafid Balston, Karen Dramera, Sue K., Muhammad Noor, Susan V. Gruner, and Anna Post. We love you all and thank you so much for your patronage.